the last time I was here, so I'm happy to be inside in a closed house.
I think you get one of the last ones in summer. We're going to move outside next week.
Oh, really?
So, yeah. If anybody's staying for Saturday classes, we do have a Saturday morning song tomorrow with Jim Miller. So, yep.
Nice.
Yep, that'll be the last one inside.
Just, are we live yet?
We are. Go for it.
Well,
Sorry,
good.
I didn't say so.
That's a trick.
Well, good morning, everyone. Thanks for getting out early and coming to morning song. I'm going to begin with an O Carolyn's Welcome. And this is a song written by the great Irish bard Turlough O'Carolan. When it was published, it had a number with it. It did not have a title. And when the Pope visited Ireland, the chieftains played it for him, and they said, we're going to give you an O Carolyn's Welcome. And since that time, this song has now been known as O Carolyn's Welcome. So Turlough O'Carolan was probably the most famous of all Irish bards. He lived between 1670 and 1738, and he traveled across Ireland and played in many of the great houses and had many supporters and patrons throughout his life. We have about 200 of his of his tunes, which is pretty amazing because he actually performed or played right at the end of the golden age of harping, which was generally known or thought to be from 1200 to about 1650. And during that time, the harp was the premier instrument of Ireland. And that is why the harp is the symbol of Ireland. You can find it on their flags, you can find it on their coins, and of course on their beer. So we have, thanks to Edward Bunting for collecting these tunes in 1792, we have a lot of his tunes and songs. Actually, he wrote mostly songs. And then a predecessor right before him, we have some of his music as well. His name is Thomas Connellan. He and his brother both played the harp. And he was kind of among the last of those that got to reside and play in the big houses and write for the activities going on in the house. This song that I'm going to play next was written by Connellan. It's named Lady Ivy. It's a march. It was a march for a lady of nobility. Her full name was Lady Margaret McGuinness of the Guinness family, Viscountess Ivy. And so when I play this song, I hope that you can picture the grand ballroom, the lady coming in, perhaps in her dressed in her gown, her fancy gown, and her crown and her jewels. And so this would have been one of the tasks for the harpers, would be to write pieces for the lords and the ladies of the house. So this is a march called Lady Ivy, and I'm going to play two versions of it. It makes sense that if this piece was composed around 1660, then by the time Edward Bunting collected this in 1792, it probably went through some changes, because this music was all transmitted orally from harper to harper. So I'm going to play two versions. The first, we think, would perhaps have been closer to what he wrote originally, and the second might have been enhanced a little bit when Edward Bunting published it in his collection. Song that Kennellan wrote was a love song. Many of the harp pieces that were first written were, of course, love songs. Just like today, love songs are very popular. This was written for his wife, Celia Kennellan. And I'm going to combine this one now with a couple of dance tunes, a couple of Irish polkas, Tareen Darby and Jack Mitchell's polka. And this really demonstrates the progression of what the harp has done over the years, or actually centuries. The slow, beautiful marches and airs were played on those smaller wire-strung harps. Today, the Irish or Celtic harp has usually on this style, it's gut strings or a nylon. In this case, I also have fluorocarbon, the more modern type strings, but it allows for faster playing like the dance tunes. And this has really just been a recent phenomena with the Irish harps to begin playing dance tunes and starting to play in the Irish sessions with the other instruments. I also have levers up here, so instead of the pedals like you see on the orchestral harps, the levers allow me to play in different keys, to change from a half step to a whole, change the half step so that you'll see, in fact, you'll see me in this next piece when I switch from the song to the dance tune, I'll flip a lever so that I can go into a different key. So this is a love song, Celia Canellan, and then a couple of polkas. And I know we're not really supposed to dance yet together, but
You could dance by yourself.
you could. There you go. There you go. Just no touching, but you can dance. By ear also, as is the harping tradition that is still carried on. So the last set I learned from Cormac Devara, an Irish harper who had come over to the United States to teach some workshops. And the one before that, Lady Ivy, I want to recognize Marta Cook's patient teaching for learning by ear the two versions of Lady Ivy. So the Irish harp is the symbol of Ireland, but another instrument is also synonymous with Irish music, and that is the Irish tin whistle. Interestingly, the whistle actually was first made in England. And let's see, around 1843. But it was a very inexpensive instrument to make. It literally was a wrapped piece of coil that had the holes in it. And it was, because it was so inexpensive and the Irish being so poor, the Irish gobbled it up. And it became, it became very, very popular, playing not only the dance tunes, because it was so easy and fun to pack a whistle with you and go off to the dances and play, but also a lot of the beautiful song airs were played. So it became again, just a great transmitter for all of the Irish music. You could play the slow, beautiful tunes as well as the fast dance tunes. So the song I'm going to start with is one of those slow, beautiful Irish love songs. And I love the title of this, "For Ireland, I Will Not Tell Whom She Is." Now, won't that catch your eye if you see that written on a billboard? It is actually, from my understanding of the song, it is one of the many songs that are about someone, a gentleman that has a dream, falls asleep, has a dream, and he sees the maiden, and she's just out of grasp. He can't quite get to her, but he dreams that one day he will have her. And then I'll go into a dance tune, a jig. Have to have a jig for the Irish music, don't we? And this was called Humours of Glendart. Glendart is an area in Ireland, and humours just means like the essence or the joy or the feel of this town. Charmaine, someone should write the Humours of Brasstown. Tell Dawn that's what she needs to do in her songwriting class. We need to have that. if you've never played a wind instrument and you want to get into Irish music, you should take up the whistle. You know, it used to be called a penny whistle because it was so inexpensive. Today we say they cost a pretty penny. But they're quite convenient to carry around, but you have to be careful. The penny whistle has also been known to be the gateway drug to other Irish instruments. So before you know it, you may be slugging around this big thing. And yeah, to think I used to play the piccolo in marching band. Life was so easy. So I want to thank you all for coming out this morning at such an early time, and thanks to those who are tuning in live at home in your jammies. So this week has been a wonderful week here at the folk school. The time went so fast. I think this is one of the fastest week. I can't believe we're already packing up to go home. I had wonderful students in the harp class. And again, if you, whether or not you want to start with the whistle or the harp, both of these are great instruments to get into Irish music. And we did a lot of playing this week. These harps come in all sizes. So if this one's a little bit daunting to you, if you don't want to get started with that, you can start with a lap harp. And again, you might get string envy pretty quick because you'll want to go for the bigger one. But I will be teaching a beginning harp class in April. Is that right, Charmaine?
Yep.
I think it is. Yes, end of April of next year. And so, if you want to start on your Irish music journey, check out that class. So I'm going to finish up with a medley of tunes that'll kind of summarize all of the music of Ireland. I will start with another love song. This has, like many of the Irish tunes, has many names to it. One of the names is Skylark. So I hope you'll think about the bird when I'm playing the introduction. Imagine the bird flying around. It's also known as the lark in the clear air. When I first heard the chieftains play it, that's how I remember it, by the lark in the clear air. And then I'll go into a dance tune. This is slightly different from a regular jig that you just heard on the whistle. This one is a slide, which means there are it's divided into meter of 4, but there's 3 beats on each one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So it's a slightly different jig. And then I finish up with the chanter's tune. And you know what? I just remembered that I left out a tune that I was going to play in the concert. And I think I've got time to do both.
You do, yeah.
Yeah, so can you just remember all that introduction that I just did? Okay, and just kind of put that on the back burner. And I'm going to first, before I get into that, because I really love this tune and I hate to leave it out, because it is a very old Irish tune, a hymn written back in the 8th century that's still popular today. It's Be Thou My Vision.